Before we start the show, just a word from our sponsor, Undeniable Press. For all your screen printing needs, located in the Corktown district of Detroit, Michigan. If you ever need any t-shirts or any other little promo accessories, posters, or whatnot printed up for you, go to Undeniable Press. They're located, once again, in the Corktown district of Detroit, Michigan, and you can reach them at facebook.com/undeniablepressdetroit. And those same guys who do Undeniable Press also have a clothing line called 20 by 20 Apparel. It's very much wrestling themed, all sorts of nostalgic themes in regards to the history of wrestling. And you can go check out their clothing line at 20x20apparel.com. That's the number 20x, the number 20apparel.com. Now let's start the show.
Fresh is the word.
I'm Jim Duggan, got long wood for plenty hoes. I keep it fresher than fresh, but you already know. You suckers bummy, I'm money, I got a ton of flows. My weed loud like a motherfucking thunder roll. Your shit quiet like you ballin' on a budget though. We see your kicks and we laugh and yellin' what are those. You see me shining like a suit on puffy. You know my grindin' shit is too strong, buddy. That's why the dude call money. I be stuntin' like it's nothing at all. Cause it's nothing to me, it's probably something to y'all. Trying to smoke like me, then come and fuck with your dog. Got a closet full of kicks, you can't cop it them all. And I'm fresher than the freshest, you can tell it's in my essence. Bitch, you see the way I'm rapping, yes I do this shit to death. Until I'm running out of breath, or tell somebody cut a check. But either way you know it's fresh, and either way you know it's fresh. Fresh, we fresh. Fresh, 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 goddammit, we fresh.
Welcome to the Fresh is the Word podcast, the podcast about music, pro wrestling, and MMA. I'm your host, K-Fresh, and like always, we have a great show for you. But before we get into all of that, just want to remind you how you can support the podcast. You can always go to freshasthepodcast.com and just share any links that you see on the website on any of your social medias. That would be great. There is a link at the top of the website that says support the podcast. If you click on that link, there is a PayPal link that you can donate to. And there's also an Amazon link on that page. If you ever want to make any purchases on Amazon, use that link and it'll shoot back a little commission our way. Doesn't change anything on your end. You can also follow Fresh is the Word on Twitter and Instagram at Fresh is the Podcast 1. That's Fresh is the Podcast and the number 1. And on Facebook at facebook.com/freshasthepodcast. And you can also follow, subscribe to Fresh is the Word on a various array of platforms. iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, Google Play, TuneIn. Just go to any of those websites and do a search for Fresh is the Word, and the podcast will pop up. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, whatever it says on the website. And leave some feedback, a good review, 5 stars, whatever. This week's guest on the Fresh is the Word podcast is Laila K, the front woman from the Manchester, England-based band Sonic Boom 6. Sonic Boom 6 is a very interesting band. They sort of incorporate elements of ska, punk rock, pop, grime, dubstep, hip-hop, electronic music. There's all these little elements put into to their music. It's super fun. They have it's just a super fun feeling when hearing their music, but behind all of that is really important social commentary. They do really talk about some real shit. So I got to speak with Laila K at the Warped Tour, the Warped Tour stop here in Michigan this summer, and we had a really great conversation about things about the music, being on the Warped Tour. A lot of personal things too. We had a really great connection. So that's why I wanted to sort of leave this interview off the Warped Tour special that I did a couple weeks ago and have its own episode, because it was just, I feel like it was like a really good interview. And me and Laila become really good friends since then. So super cool to be able to talk with her and meet somebody cool just like Laila K. So definitely it was cool to talk with her. Then afterwards, like always, well, not like always because it didn't happen last week, Vstylez joins me afterwards, and we do a preview of SummerSlam weekend. We got NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 on Saturday, and then we have the greatest party of the summer, SummerSlam, on Sunday. There was a lot of matches to talk about. So we get down and sort of break down everything, what we want to see, what we hope to see from it, what we think about each match. There's a lot of good wrestling to go around this weekend in the world of WWE. So before we get into that, let's get into my interview with Laila K from Sonic Boom 6. All right, cool. Introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Laila K and I'm from the band Sonic Boom 6. We're from a city called Manchester in the UK.
All right. How's been the Warped Tour thus far for you?
It's been one of the most life-changing events we have ever done. We decided to do it completely DIY.
Okay.
So we hired an RV. We are self-driving. We don't have any crew. And it has been the most positive, life-changing experience ever.
Is this your first big tour like this?
Yeah, in the US, yeah. We've toured all over the world, so we've played in Japan, all over Europe, but nothing like this. This is just, you're on site at 8 a.m. every morning. You help to unload the truck with the stage, you set up merch, you come and get your times. It's like, I like routine.
Right.
So, we're over 4 weeks in, and people are like, how are you so happy still? And I'm like, because I'm in a band. And if you're in a band, you want to play music. And you want to play music to people who are at Warped Tour, because it's phenomenal.
Right. How's been the reception in the crowd during your sets?
It's been great, actually. Yeah, we've got. We're always on. Our stage is always like either next to a main stage, or there's a nice walk through that people have to. Basically, people are forced to watch Sonic Boom 6.
So just like walking by and what's this?
That's the best for us. We normally have, say, 10 to 20 people waiting to see us, which shocks me because I'm like, how do you know who I am? And then I remember there's the internet.
Yes.
And people do their homework.
Right.
People, they will listen to bands that they haven't heard of.
Yeah, that's what I did when I was researching coming here.
Right.
Who I wanted to interview and everything. And I look back and go, oh, this band's pretty cool.
Right. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there are others like you who research. They like the sound of us. We're a very odd band. We don't sound like anyone else. I don't sound like anyone else.
Right.
But Warped Tour, to me, since I was a kid, I knew about Warped before I knew about Reading, Leeds, Download. To me, it's always been a celebration of being unique.
Okay.
And being able to be a band like Paramore playing next to a band like the Pie Tasters. It's kind of like the other day we played and it was Andy Black, us, and then Safe Ferris. When would you ever see that again?
Right, that's fun.
It's amazing, and because of we are such a mixture of so many different things. We refuse to be pinned down to a genre. That's our thing.
Right.
For us, it's been great, and the walk up has been. People stop, they're a bit unsure, and then they come in and they stay.
Right.
So our walk up is just brilliant.
Right. They're just like walking by and be like,
they're like, what the hell is this?
what's going on here?
This is odd.
This is odd.
But I like it.
like, what's this? What's going on here? She looks cute. I'll go watch this.
Yeah, cute, weird, ugly, but as long as we're. I think the thing is with us as well, we create very positive music, positive sounding music.
Yeah.
We have. Our lyrics are always about something, about what's going on in society. They're not necessarily the happiest lyrics.
Yeah.
But the backdrop is positive, bouncy. So
there's optimism there.
Oh yeah, like completely. I come from nothing. I come from a council estate in Manchester, so I never had any money. Parents hiding behind the sofa when the doorbell rings, like that.
Right.
That. I'm just things like this don't happen to people like me.
Right. that was always the story, kind of coming from like cities like Manchester or like Sheffield, England. And there's these little hot point cities that have created that we've heard amazing music from. It's because of where they're coming from.
But the worrying thing in the UK at the moment, which is a similar trend in the US, is that creativity, like your bands like The Smiths, Pulp, Arctic Monkeys, all these sort of working class bands, it's hard for them to exist now because there is no money. So in the UK, you used to be able to sign on, so the government give you X amount of money every week, so that you could be a musician.
Right.
So your people like Madness, Morrissey, they would sign on, they would get a gyro, and then they would be able to be in a band.
Right.
Now that doesn't exist, and I'm really worried that means for working class music that a lot of people are going to hit a brick wall and go, we can't afford to do this.
Right.
So it's but that's a whole bigger issue, which it's probably best if we just touch upon it.
Right. And what I've always whether it was like bands from the 80s or whatever, when they came from sort of these towns, like their mindset was either I'm gonna be in a factory for 30 years or I can be in a band and try to make this work. They were scared to go into that factory, you know? Does that still sort of exist? Like there's jobs just waiting there that they're gonna hate if they don't do anything with their lives?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm of the nature that we have to be realistic and we have to tell the truth. So as a band, I have a job at home. Some bands are embarrassed to say that, but I work really hard in the band and I work really hard at my job.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't have the job, I would still be living at home. There's nothing wrong with living at home, but if you haven't got a home to live in,
right.
You don't have you haven't got a parent's house.
It gives you a little bit of peace of mind to be able to do your work, your art.
Yeah, I can live in London. I can pay my rent, and I can do this. So to me, that is, it's necessary that I do this.
Yeah.
But that it still exists where people, our old drummer would refuse to get a job because he was like, no, I don't want to go and do a job that it wasn't even beneath him. He was like, all I want to do is play music. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but then you're going to be living at home for the rest of your life. And he's happy with that. So it's all about the individual, and it's all about whatever you are comfortable with. There is no one size fits all. There never has been, there never will be.
Right. How do you feel like your sort of your music sort of fits into what's going on over in your home?
Well, we've always from day one, our whole thing was we were punk kids. Less Than Jake, Rancid, we'd hang around like in the park wearing all like our pink clothes. We were alternative kids, grungers.
Right.
But then we went to free parties which were all hip hop, jungle, drum and bass, and we loved it. And we were like, why don't we start a band that incorporates? We're a punk band, essentially. We're a punk band. But why can't we incorporate the hip hop beats and the jungle MCing and so we did it. But even now, there isn't really that many bands doing it.
Right.
So we still don't really fit in our hometown. Yeah. We've always been when I was growing up in Manchester, it was all about Oasis. Being an indie kid, right. But we had our little underground scene.
Yeah.
And the way we did it was, we built that scene. So rather than that, there was no punk rock, we made punk rock come to us. Mm-hmm. So we started booking gigs. We bands like King Prawn, Lightyear, Capdown. We were like, well, we want them to play Manchester, and then we can play with them, and we have this little community. And we did it, and it's great.
Right.
You have to. You when you're in a band, it is hard work, and you have to have this attitude that you are not owed anything. Nobody owes you.
Exactly.
Thing.
I'm always preaching that too. No one owes you anything, and
you don't. So your ego, it's difficult, but you have to leave your ego at the door.
Right.
You have to be happy for other bands when they're doing well. You have to be. If things don't work out, they don't work out. What are you going to do? You can be bitter and hate everyone and bring everybody else down.
right.
You're not going to be creative and positive and have a very happy life.
Yeah, a tour like the Warped Tour, kind of always boasts community.
Yes.
And you've being that this is like the first like sort of big tour in the States. What have you witnessed on this tour in regards to community?
Oh wow, I didn't know this community existed. I didn't know that I would become a member of the Warped Tour family. So we get here 8 a.m. every morning. Catering, production, crew, stage get here at 6. They are here till 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Taking the stage down, finishing feeding people, and I'm like, I'm in awe of that. Like, we get here at 8, we're running around, we play for 25 minutes, do a bit of press, then I'm done. It's easy. Like, I'd never tell Kevin that, but you get other people that are on a bus. They've got a driver, they don't have to load their merch, they've got someone doing everything. So how people think this is difficult, I don't know. It's tiring.
Right.
But the real world is much more difficult than this.
Right.
And yeah, every single day I meet someone new, and every single day, like even yesterday, there was a girl who was upset. I sat down with her, we chatted, and now we're really good friends. We swap numbers. On catering, I'm friends with like everyone, because I respect what they do, and without them, we'd go hungry. So yeah, it's very heartwarming. I wish this existed. Kevin has built this. He has, every single day, me and Kevin have a good 10-15 minute chat. Like we hang out.
Right.
Never in a million years did I think I'd meet someone that was A, going to change my life,
Yeah.
and B, that I'm going to be friends with for the rest of my life. He's become one of my ultimate friends. I'm just in awe of everything that man does.
In terms of like this change in your life, how do you feel like this is going to, be better for you from here on out?
I just think there's a saying: if you survive Warped Tour, you can survive anything, and I think that's true.
Right.
And I think going back home, I have never worked so hard in my life, even though it's easy. You know why it's easy? Because I love it.
Yeah.
I've never worked so hard, and it's given me a real kick up the bum. Like I can do anything. And do you know how powerful you feel when you feel like you can do anything?
Yeah.
Like
all those things that you were like kind of tripping on before that you thought were like impossible or be too hard, and then when you get a realization, like, no, I think I can handle
11 shows on the run, 17,000 miles in an RV. I'm nearly there. I'm on the home stretch. We've got 2 more weeks left, and I could do this for another 6 months easily. Like, maybe I'm just like a freak, but I don't know. To me, I just love the community, and I love how every morning you're like, hi everyone, and everyone's really happy to see you. And my family is like 4 people, like, and I've never had that sense of belonging.
Right.
Or people. Do you know what? Honestly, I've never fit in.
Yeah.
Since I was a child, I've never fit in. In our band, I've never fit in. In our punk rock scene in the UK, I've never fit in. I'm a Pakistani woman who raps. in the punk world, which is majority white, middle class, male.
Right.
Like, no doubt, like, people can argue with me and go, no, it's not white, middle class, male. It is, let's not kid ourselves.
Yes, yeah, right.
Like, so, but here, I actually feel like one of the crew. I feel like part of the family, and I've never felt that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the band's been able to resonate with so many people to be where you can travel all different places around the globe?
It's the internet. The without doubt, like the internet, like you said. Without the internet, how would you have ever listened to our music and gone, okay, they seem all right, I'm going to interview them?
Yeah.
It for all of its negative aspects, the trolls, you can't make money from music anymore. The positive aspects are that you can be in a band and what you're saying and what you stand for can resonate with people halfway around the world.
Right.
So for a band like us, who are here to make people smile and to make people feel like they're not alone. I've been trying to build this community for years, and without the internet, it would be impossible.
Great. What's next for the band? What do you get? Anything planned?
No idea. No idea. The Warped offer came out of the blue.
Yeah.
We got it in December last year, and we were like, are you sure they've got the right band? Like, they want us to play.
Right.
And it's completely been way more exciting, positive than we could ever have imagined.
Right.
So watch this space, I'm afraid. Yeah. I'm afraid. It's going to be good stuff.
All right, it's been great talking with you. You've been a delight to talk to.
Oh, thank you.
You've been probably my favorite interview today.
Oh.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
Oh, thank. Well,
my favorite interview.
I'm happy. I'm on Warped Tour. I've just played.
And I interviewed Guar, and you're my favorite interview.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not as
They were funny, but
yeah.
This was delightful. I love talking with you. You're so positive about things. I loved it.
Yeah, but my whole life has been surrounded by negativity.
Yeah, so why keep it up?
And I'm just like, you know what? Being negative is like it's like swallowing a pill that makes you ill, that makes you sick. And
right.
If I go down that route, like I stopped drinking 5 years ago.
Right. Okay.
And that was all that anxiety in your brain, all the fogginess, it's not fair, that has gone. Like, don't get me wrong, I had my off days,
right.
But my brain is clear and I can think and I can compartmentalize things and make sense of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy to be alive.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You seem like totally positive. I like it.
Yeah, I quit drinking last November.
You're a star.
So like,
put it here.
So like, certain things are starting to return to like how your body should be.
And when you stop drinking after about a year, you feel things that you didn't know you could feel. Like 100%, everything's in 3D, and you're like, wow.
You're telling me, man. I couldn't believe how much like.
And you look great.
Numbing me,
you look great.
Oh, thank you.
Like,
yeah, it was just like I realized alcohol was numbing.
It does.
Things like in a long run thing, sort of like you don't even realize it. Like it's like it just became part of you, and you're like then once you like step away from it, you start like feeling all the feelings that you're supposed to feel.
Exactly.
You can actually deal with.
You feel nervous. You feel passionate. You feel scared. But even the negative emotions, I nearly swore.
Oh,
yeah, you fucking embrace them. The negative.
Yeah.
My uncle, who I lived with all my life, he was like my best mate. He died 3 years ago. The worst thing I have ever seen, watching your best friend die, become nothing, become a shell of this happy, jolly person. 3 months we watched him die. And the grief and the pain was unbearable. But you know what? I was like, come on, motherfucker, come at me. I'm going to embrace you with everything I've got. I came out the other side like 10 times the person I was.
Yeah.
So such a horrible thing happening to me made me so much stronger.
Yeah.
And only because I wasn't drinking. Because if I, at his funeral afterwards, everyone's like, look, just have one drink, you'll feel better. And I was like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you can't be fine. And I was like, you can't tell. I am actually okay. I'm going to deal with this.
Yeah.
And that would have been the opportunity for me to pick up a drink.
Right.
And I didn't. Now I've done New Year's Eves, birthdays, tours,
I got through my birthday
festivals. Yeah, I love it. Just have a fat piece of cake instead.
Yeah, when I quit drinking, it was like 2 years removed after being out of like the worst relationship with this girl that it was like 3 years of horror. Like, it still haunts me to this day.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm now able to sort of finally deal with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm very, very, very proud of you, even though I don't know you, because it's difficult. And the society and the scene and the industry that we're in, it's kind of odd. Like I love going out. I'm annoyed now because I want to go to the barbecue at 10, and my band are like, we're tired, we need to go at 7. And I'm like, I'm going to run away, and you're not going to find me till 10 o'clock because I want to go to the barbecue because I'm not hungover, and I'm just like,
right.
So I'm the first one at the party, last one to leave. I love it.
That was my interview with Laila K from Sonic Boom 6. Thanks again, Laila, for taking the time out at the Warped Tour to speak with me. I'm glad that we've become friends. So that was super cool. And now on to the Fresh is the Word discussion portion of the show. And like always, I'm joined by my co-host, pro wrestling, MMA, and boxing connoisseur, Detroit hip-hop artist, and proud Marine, Vstylez. What up, bro?
Hey, what's up, Kelly? How you doing, man? What's going on, y'all?
Hey, man. I'm living. It's, living the life. Shit's happening. Crazy shit's going on everywhere. We're at the home stretch of the spectacle that is the Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather fight coming up on the 26th, and this shit cannot get there any sooner. I'm sick of all of this shit. I'm ready for this to be over.
The extravaganza is going to be everything that you wanted for a complete spectacle. Dude. Notice how I'm not calling it a boxing match.
Spectacle. But we'll talk about that another time. The time has come in the WWE this week. This weekend, it's SummerSlam weekend out in Brooklyn. We start off on Saturday night with NXT Takeover, and it'll culminate with the huge spectacle of SummerSlam. What do they call it? The biggest party of the summer? I don't know, whatever they like to coin it every year. But we got SummerSlam coming up.
The biggest party of the summer.
Yeah.
SummerSlam.
I'm like looking at kind of like to start things off with NXT, because this is a smaller show. There's only 5 matches, and it's actually going to be a really good card. So I'm actually super excited about this. It's going to be headlined by the glorious one, Bobby Roode, versus Drew McIntyre, who left the WWE after a really weird and it was a bad run, his original run years ago when he was part of like 3MB.
But you could tell Vince McMahon was big on him back then. Yeah. It just didn't pan out. He
went back on the indies. He went to Impact Wrestling, totally revamped his image, became a better, in-ring worker, has better, just all-around wrestler. And he's come back to NXT. He's going to be in the NXT Championship match versus Bobby Roode. I'm super excited about this because I like Drew McIntyre's pretty much comeback story. You know, he's back in the WWE umbrella, and it's really been good to see him. And I've become a fan of him over the years. He was somebody that took a really bad stretch of time that in the TNA Impact television where people were coming and going, and there was really no consistency, and he was able to take that TV time and really build his own character and come back into the WWE umbrella in NXT and be one of the big names for that brand right now.
What was his name when he came to WWE initially?
No, he was under Drew McIntyre, I believe.
Oh man, I you know what? I didn't think it was under Drew McIntyre. I thought it was. Man, it was. Cause he had a different name. Man, it was Drew Galloway. Wait a minute,
no, Drew Galloway was his name on the Indies and in Impact.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. I know I ain't crazy, man, because I would have remembered Drew McIntyre, man.
Yeah, no, his name was Drew McIntyre in WWE, but when he left, he was Drew Galloway, and Galloway's his real last name.
Yeah, he was Drew Galloway when he first came. He wasn't McIntyre.
Let's see.
Yeah, he was Drew Galloway, and when he first came to the WWE, he was Drew Galloway. And when he went to TNA, and when he left the WWE and started doing the Indies route again, that's when he switched to Drew McIntyre, because he was McIntyre at TNA when he won his world title.
No,
he was definitely Galloway in his first run in the WWE. I remember that.
No, I believe he was Drew McIntyre in WWE.
Want to bet?
Wait a minute. Wait. Let's see here. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now for it, and they're calling him McIntyre in OVW, which was the NXT at that time. McIntyre re-debuted on SmackDown brand. McIntyre ended the rivalry. There's like all these. McIntyre faced R-Truth.
It's that after moving to Kentucky, Galloway made his OVW. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let's see. Yeah, early on he was Drew. Let's see, because it goes to here.
Okay, this is where it says it right here. After moving to Kentucky, Galloway, that's where I'm at. They're referencing his real name, made his debut in OVW on September 26th to win over blah blah. He soon changed his name to Drew McIntyre and teamed with Burchill to take on. So he changed his name to Drew McIntyre in OVW.
Okay, you were the one too. Okay, I'm wrong. Walter can be wrong. Am I wrong? Yeah, Walter's wrong.
It's all good. But anyways, he's back in the WWE umbrella. He's going for the NXT title this weekend at NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3. Dude, I'd really like to see Drew McIntyre win the NXT belt. I'm not sure what the plans are with Bobby Roode right now, if they're eventually going to bring him up or just keep him as sort of like the lead of the NXT brand, because there is there's still a lot of their other up and coming guys that they still are sort of still building down there. So he's kind of like Bobby Roode's still kind of like the face of that brand right now. So
indeed. Now, this is what I want to know. What's going on with the Authors of Pain?
Authors of Pain, that weekend, they're going against Sanity for Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane this weekend with the tag team championships on the line. Sanity's a couple, Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane are a couple big dudes also. So that's just going to be a lot of like hard hitting like shit in that match. It's going to be just it's going to be a lot of like just
when are they going to get called up?
Shoot, I don't know, man, cuz it's like on one hand there's a lot of weirdness going on in the tag team divisions on the main roster. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, is the Authors of Pain still? Because are they ready? Are they too green still? You know, are they ready to be on the main roster? So we'll see about that.
I mean, I kind of look at it like this: they still have those horrible people that imitate the Road Warriors on SmackDown, and they are considered the greatest NXT tag team of all time. And
right, they were good for that, for that brand.
The Authors of Pain. Do they still have Paul Ellery?
Yes.
There you go, right there. You can bring them up, and instantly they could compete because they have somebody like Paul Ellery guiding them. So I would like to see them dudes come up. I think I'm not looking for no new Road Warriors, but I just think they are intimidating, bullyish, and we don't have no real bullies. Like the Usos, they think they bullies, but they not like bullies like how I know. It's kind of hard from you going from doing them Uso chants to, talking about how hard you are. It don't work for me. Right. I'm saying no diss, but that's just how I see it. But yeah, go ahead.
Right. And also at NXT Takeover, Asuka's going to be defending her NXT Women's Championship against Ember Moon. I'm looking at this.
The black chick, right?
What's that?
The black chick, right?
Oh yeah. And
okay,
I'm a big fan of both of theirs, but like I would really like to see Asuka come up to the main roster still undefeated, and just like relinquish the NXT Women's Championship when she gets called up to the main roster. I think that would be cool. So I would really like I would really like her to continue to be undefeated.
That it keeps her storyline of never losing in NXT or just the WWE period. It's almost similar to I don't know if it's a good comparison or not, but it's almost like when Goldberg had never lost.
Oh yeah, they mentioned Goldberg in regards to her streak now because it's longer than Goldberg's. And
and I never knew that.
Oh yeah, they've been
great minds.
Yeah, they've been using that. So they've been definitely making a point to saying how long her undefeated streak is. So I think it would be great to just see her go to the main roster and be like this undefeated monster. And
that's perfect, Dan.
That would be great.
Perfect.
That would be great for the story, and it'll be one of those times when one of those women on the main roster running their mouth about no one can beat me, and then her music hits, and she's like, "Oh, really?" Right. And another match at NXT TakeOver, something I'm really excited about. You got Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami. These are one of those fights that like anybody who's like a fan of like the indie pro wrestling or the Japanese pro wrestling, we like shit like that. And Hideo Itami is finally taken on more of a heel role in NXT recently. So, I'm super psyched for that match. And Aleister Black, he's going to be somebody who is definitely going to be a star in NXT and is going to be a star in WWE eventually. He has the look, the skill, the everything to just,
he got the whole thing, huh?
He got the whole thing. I hopefully one day, he'll be on the main roster and it will be just like people will love that guy. People definitely. Everybody. He was when he was on the Indies. He was under the name Tommy End, and people, he was instantly like one of those guys that people loved. But he's such a great ring worker. But he also has a background in MMA, so he has a lot of that movement in the ring.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm super excited. Like Aleister Black, Hideo Itami, I don't really care who wins. It's gonna be a good match. They're both great workers. And then also the last final match will probably be the first match of the night. You're gonna have Johnny Gargano will be back in the ring going against Andrade Almas. That's good. That would be a cool match. They're both been veterans of like the Indies and in Mexico and stuff. Great ring workers. So that'll just be a really good match. It's a bit of. It was one of those things where Johnny Gargano was he was looking for an opponent for NXT Takeover, and Andrade's valet, who's his Zelina Vega, who was also who in real life is Austin Aries' fiance, and her real name is Thea Trinidad, and she was Rosita in TNA years ago. So she's in NXT right now, kind of as Andrade's sort of like valet manager, and she was like,
"Okay,
I got someone for you. He's gonna be Gargano's opponent." So I'm super excited for NXT Takeover this weekend. It'll be a good card. You'll see some good action. So, and also like, the word is out that Adam Cole has signed a contract with WWE.
See, that would be dope if he pulled up.
So he'll probably, just like a lot of the other guys, we'll probably see him sitting ringside probably at NXT Takeover. And they'll pretty much introduce him that way.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, so I'm super excited that he's officially in it, because now you got people like Adam Cole. You have Bobby Fish is in NXT. You got Kyle O'Reilly, dude. It's like you got ROH like in full effect, man, in NXT right now.
Real shit.
All right, moving over to the SummerSlam card. Dude, we got 13 matches at SummerSlam this year between the main show and the pre-show. 13. Mm-hmm. 13. That's a lot.
They all good matches too.
Yeah, they're it's going to be a pretty dope show, hopefully. Starting off on the pre-show, you got Akira Tozawa, who just beat Neville the other night for the Cruiserweight Championship, going against Neville again at SummerSlam on the pre-show. I was super psyched that Akira Tozawa was able to win the Cruiserweight belt the other night from Neville. That was kind of unexpected. It was a cool way to spotlight the Cruiserweight belt, because there's so many matches at SummerSlam. And since it was going to probably be a pre-show thing, it would probably get lost in the shuffle. So it was cool that they did that on Raw to kind of give it a more spotlight.
Okay, now I agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%. But this is the real question, and I'm happy he won. I'm happy that Titus getting a little shine with his company now. That's pretty cool. Actually, he's becoming more convincing every week.
Right.
Seems like he's getting better at at branding. What it is. His new character's okay. It took a minute, but I'm okay with it now.
Yeah, it's starting to get over. It's definitely starting to get over.
Exactly. But look, this is the real question. When is Coco Beware Jr. gonna get some love?
Dude, okay, I was just having this discussion today with someone at work who watches wrestling.
Cruiserweights, man. We talking cruiserweights, bro.
Right. But I was saying earlier today to someone that I was working with that I'm like, this Titus Worldwide thing is actually getting over, man. It's actually starting to be sort of successful. And I feel like it was like a joke at first. and it's actually kind of getting over with people, and people are having fun with it. So
it's working.
So maybe they'll be able to parlay something now to where Apollo Crews will be able to get a shot somewhere.
What I would like to see, and we talked about this a little while ago.
Yeah.
Apollo Crews is a perfect dude that could have a title like, let's say, the TV title.
Yeah.
He will be a perfect candidate to put that belt on him every week, and he have quality matches, and he grows from that and becomes something other than what you expected, like a lot of the stars that came before him that rocked that TV title, man. That TV title used to mean something.
Right.
And for us to only have the U.S. title, which I really don't look at the U.S. title, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, with it being on AJ Styles, it's like the world title to me. But taking off a person like AJ Styles, like AJ Styles legitimizes that title. You take that title off of AJ Styles and put it on somebody else, you don't care.
Right.
And that's just the reality of it, man. I think, like where does he go? I mean, it would be dope if he could, piggyback off that and get some momentum himself, man. But he's too talented of a dude, man, to make everybody else look good and come up with a short stick every week.
Oh.
So that's just my opinion.
No, definitely. No, and I think this whole thing with the Titus Worldwide thing might actually propel Apollo Crews to have a spot somewhere with something soon. So we'll see, hopefully. Not sure what, but I guess we'll see. Also on the pre-show, the New Day will be defending their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the Usos. Like the New Day Usos.
Oh boy.
The New Day Usos thing recently has been actually really fun to watch. I've actually been enjoying the stuff that the Usos have been doing. It's been
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
They're finally starting to find some sort of new like niche in this all, and it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, I can't front. I like this New Day more so than I like the old New Day. I can't front on that. But at times it's still like they're trying to come off a little too. It's like they're trying too hard to convince you that they street dudes when it's kind of hard.
I know it's still hard. Yeah, it's still hard for them to like be like authentic street cats. But
y'all coming out here with Islanders sit on, man, doing y'all chants. And you going from that to Thug Life? Nah, son. Nah.
Right. It's a little weird. Even so, you can see it's a little forced with them, but they're starting to get their rhythm and kind of do their own things where some things aren't as forced as it was like maybe a month or two ago. So it is actually starting to get a little fun and everything. Also on the pre-show, we got the Miz Taraj, the Miz, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas going against the Hardy Boys and Jason Jordan. This is like just like a weird thing happening right here. Like,
but you know what? But look, I'm a fan of Bo Dallas.
Yes,
I think Bo Dallas is probably the most underutilized superstar in the WWE, along with Curtis Axel. Man, them dudes got pedigrees. How do you go from being NXT champion to just, being obsolete? And that's bullshit, in my opinion.
Right.
So I'm happy that they getting some shine. I think The Miz deserves another world title push. Think about one wrestler that no matter what, when he comes out, he gives heat like nobody else. And it's just so... we've watched this kid grow year in and year out. And he know what his role is. And he has 4 to 5 star matches every time, out lately. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to really give it up to The Miz, man. The Miz is...
Oh, yeah.
You've seen him grow as a performer, 2, on that mic wise, he's top 3 easily in the WWE right now.
Yeah, and he's been able to, and he was always somebody that anyone who's sort of new in the company, they're able to fit him in with a program with The Miz, and he was a good person to introduce people. And then like this with this thing with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, the whole Miz Taraj thing, it's actually like
gave them life.
Yeah, gave them life. He's able to like, you know, work with other people and, you know, bring them some, you know, some shine, you know, bring them some real some and have some like sort of comedy relief with them, but also being able to show different facets of all these performers. And I've really enjoyed like seeing Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas out there in these roles as his entourage. It's been actually really entertaining, and it's
yeah,
super,
I've done that shit too.
It's super cool, you know. So yeah, and it's kind of funny, like just it's just always funny like seeing their you know, whenever their interactions with you know, whether it is the Hardy Boys or whatever, it's been super funny lately, and they've been able to do it like go like week to week and have interactions with different people. It actually hasn't been just like one, you know.
It ain't been corny.
Yeah, so it's been super fun to watch this whole Mizraj thing. It's been.
Hey, did you peep? And I was wondering for a minute, because I kept looking, I'm like, damn, every week he got this black glove on, man. Did you peep what Bo Dallas is doing every week?
I do show that he kind of mixes it up each week and whatnot, but he always has like that black glove on. And
yeah, you know what that means?
What's that?
Okay, when I was coming up, man, his grandfather, man, name is Blackjack Mulligan. He always wore a black glove, and his finishing move was like the claw. That's paying homage to his grandfather every week.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, every week when you see that black glove, because Jack Mulligan died, you know, a little while ago. You know, more recent than other, but every week he comes out, you see that black glove on his right hand. That's him giving props to his grandfather. I think that shit is just real dope. Look up Blackjack Mulligan. I'm just saying, that's what y'all should do. Look up Blackjack Mulligan.
Yeah, definitely.
You hear me?
Definitely. And looks like then now we're gonna hit the main card of SummerSlam. And we got a lot of like craziness going on. We have the Raw Tag Team Champions going with Cesaro and Sheamus going against the newly sort of formed partial Shield of Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. It's been
oh man. You know where I'm going. Go ahead.
The Ambrose and Rollins thing is kind of weird because it seems like they're like a couple like exes trying to get in with each other, get back into like good graces with each other or something. It's super weird, you know.
Oh, that shit, son. It's like, come on with that shit, son. Give him a pound, man. Let's move on. Why take us through this shit dramatically every week? You know, give that man a pound and let y'all go do what y'all go do. Now the real question is, when is Roman Reigns gonna link back up with him?
I don't know. It would be cool if he did, man. Like,
he's still corny though.
Right. It's the thing
we've been talking about this. We've been talking about Roman Reigns a while now. Listen to my tone. Right now, this is my Joe Budden's tone when I'm talking about Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, he generates more heat than Detroit Edison. I'm just saying, he generates more heat than the average person. And he's a good guy.
Right.
When the fans boo you, they say we don't like you. And we're tired every week of you being in the main event status. And we don't like that shit. You're being forced down our fucking throats. No homo. And I'm tired. You know, I wanted you to change your wardrobe, and you got a new shirt. Oh, great.
No, okay,
You want to get a Superman punch shirt. Who approved of that shit? I want answers. I want fucking answers. That's like, wow, man. You know, how about giving them a haircut? How about giving them some new music? How about, you know, oh, man, Roman is just, you know, let me say this. Heavenly Father, please, if you love your wrestler fans, either give the title to Samoa Joe first, or give it to Braun Strowman.
Right.
But please do not give it to Roman Reigns. Rumor has it Brock is going to retain. That's the rumor. WWE accidentally tweeted something out.
Yeah, about Monday. Yeah.
In regard, you seen that?
Yeah, it was the Barclays Center. The
next day over.
Yeah, they tweeted that our WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar will be attending Monday. Blah blah blah. So, I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. But okay, the thing is like, you know, with all the sort of talks about him going back to the UFC, they think he's gonna drop the belt this weekend. But he still has this for him to have another fight in the UFC. It's going to be a long time because he still has to unretire.
Yeah, service
suspension, and get back into the USADA pool. So he's not even going to be able to fight until sometime in 2018, anyways. And and from what I hear, his contract from WWE goes all the way to WrestleMania. So
yeah, but Vince McMahon will allow special people to do special things, especially when it brings limelight to WWE.
Oh yeah, definitely, and definitely if he wants to take the time and go do the UFC, but still, it's gonna be a while before he can even do the UFC thing, anyways. So, like, I wouldn't be shocked.
He's definitely going back. He's going back.
Oh yeah, there's money to be made, you know, over there, but I wouldn't be shocked if he retained this weekend, anyways. So that's all I'm saying. That if Brock Lesnar wins at SummerSlam, it's not going to be a shock, you know. So that's all I'm saying. Also on the SummerSlam card, we have John Cena versus Baron Corbin. How funny was Baron Corbin's cash-in of the Money in the Bank on Tuesday?
Why you sitting up here reading my mind, man? I was just about to bring that up to you.
Dude, that was cold, man.
How much do you have to suck when you lose your... And the funny thing is, I like Baron Corbin. I think, you know, you build that dude, and you get something. But to take that shit off him prematurely like that, like, where's the respect, man? That's some hoe ass shit. I don't like that.
I mean,
I think Road Dogg booked that.
And the thing is, if you think about it, like you got him losing that losing from his cash in this you know, on Tuesday, partly because of John Cena, and then he has to go to SummerSlam and face John Cena. Like do you think Baron Corbin's
what would the club say right now? Beat up John Cena.
Right. Like, but I'm like, is John Cena actually gonna lose to him at SummerSlam? I'm like if Baron Corbin
probably,
like, that's the only thing I could see happening with it, because that would totally bury Baron Corbin if you make him lose his cash in a very embarrassing fashion, and then go to SummerSlam and lose again to John Cena. I'd be like, where are you building this guy? So somehow Baron Corbin has to come out of SummerSlam looking somewhat strong in some way for this all to make sense in the long run.
I just, for me, it's like, wow, man, what is really going on here for us to, what the fuck is going on? what really the fuck is going on, man? Yeah, crazy, man. I think the kid has potential.
Oh yeah.
You know, I like him as a big fella. No homo. I like his finishing move. I like Baron Corbin. Give him a little shot of more personality, or give him a couple more chances. But I like Baron Corbin. I just hope Baron Corbin's run is not like Dolph Ziggler's. You know, to where it's just like, wow, the guy who could have been, because backstage politics held him back.
Right.
Super crazy. But I will say this: I would have much rather that shit happen to that square ass chick from Long Island.
Oh, Carmella?
Carmella. Corny. Every time I see her moonwalk, I hope she falls. Straight up. It's just corny as fuck, man. You come out there with that corny looking dude. It's like, why? Why is this corny dude here? Oh, because of you. Thank you.
I could see Carmella actually cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase this weekend. Naomi's going to be going against Natalya with the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line at SummerSlam. I kind of have a feeling that she could get involved in that match and actually cash in at SummerSlam. Like, I don't know if they're gonna keep
Naomi is so corny. Everything about Naomi is corny. Except I like her wrestling. I like the shit she do in the ring, but that intro, as much as I love Alice Overeem, it reminds me of Alice Overeem coming out. I hate that music. I hate the fact that I'm seeing, and I know it's female. I know it's, you got females here we dealing with. I get it. I understand. But I hate, the whole lights on the championship belt type shit just as much as I hated when John Cena got a spinning world championship and U.S. title. I hate that corny ass shit, man, and I'm ready for her to get that shit up, man, so we can get them lights off the title. I don't know. Like, the only chick that I really care, but hopefully, old girl from NXT go to SmackDown brand, man. That, I would like that. Yeah. I would like Charlotte to have the belt, but but Charlotte has more real issues going on right now, man. Just want to give a prayer to the greatest wrestler of all time, Ric Flair. Speedy recovery.
A positive woo!
Woo! Yeah, it's that'd be bad. That'd be a very bad day for wrestling fans.
Oh man.
If something crazy, that might be a day that you don't hear from me all day, man, because Rick means so much to everybody. If you a fucking mark, you better love Ric Flair.
Oh.
So
that goes without saying. Yeah, you better.
Let prayers in the air, get better, Nature Boy. But I would love Charlotte to be the world champion. She's the one over at SmackDown to me that is, she is the A-list on top of everybody else. And the other chick that I would love to see to get some type of real push is Nia Jax. I think she's proven herself. But, I see the WWE, keeping it on the lighter chicks, and I don't like that shit. I think that shit is corny, man. Nia Jax has won me over.
Yeah, I hope Nia Jax does get a run soon with the Raw Women's Championship, which is going to be defended at SummerSlam when one of my favorites, the goddess Alexa Bliss, yeah, the champion, goes against.
Can we die now? We can die now, right?
Nah, hater. Goes against go against the legit boss, Sasha Banks. Like I'm.
Sasha be having bad hair days every time she's in the ring.
See, with me, like it's Sasha Banks is a sort of what I don't even know what they're doing with her recently, and it's all been kind of milquetoast. It's been like I'm Bailey's girl, whatever. I don't know. It just seems very. I don't know. It's like so middle of the road that it's like not a good middle of the road. It's like she's not trying to be heel. She's not trying to be nice. She's just there, you know. And
man,
I don't know. So I'm still pulling for my girl Alexa Bliss to retain the Raw Women's Championship, like the goddess that she is.
Corny.
Also going on at SummerSlam, we have a couple of the demons and the evil wrestlers coming out. We got the demon Finn Balor making his presence versus the Eater of All Worlds, Bray Wyatt. Like, I think this will be a really good match. This is something I've been super excited about, but to be honest, the build up for this match wasn't as evil as I thought it would be. It wasn't as like dramatic as I would long hope for it to be. They teased it for so long, but then they finally started doing it just a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't like as spooky and weird as I thought it would be.
But you know what's dope is the fact that Finn Balor, look, once I seen that red whatever get poured on him, I was like, oh yeah, demon coming out. The demon is coming out.
Of course.
And then when his interview came, and he was like, oh yeah, it's on, motherfuckers. It's on. So when that happened, I was like, yeah, this is the shit. Like what I want. This is what I want to see here. This is what I want to fucking see. So, yeah, I'm geeked about, you know, what Finn Balor is about to bring to the table. Good for him. I love Bray Wyatt. I've been a huge Bray Wyatt fan for a minute. Let's see what's about to happen, man. I think we're about to have some dope shit, you know, pop off real soon. And we all need to just sit back and enjoy what we're about to see.
Definitely. All right, and what is probably the corniest match on the card? We have the Big Show versus Big Cass, and Enzo Amore will be suspended above the ring in a shark cage.
Yeah, man. So, I don't really know how to feel about this.
Right.
It's one of them things that it's like, why are we even talking about this corny ass shit? I think Enzo Amore, as much as I want to like to do, I mean, after he says his punchlines and shit is pretty much over.
Right.
You look at his in-ring ability. It's not dope. I think he needs somebody like Big Show really to stay alive and what he has going on. So, just how they've shown it, it looks like Big Show's gonna have like an hand injury.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. Like this whole Enzo Amore, this, you wanna, he's just not. It's not the same shit. Him and Cass are, to me, they're one whole. Together, they're just 50%.
Oh yeah.
And Vince McMahon has this thing where he, loves to, rock with the big fellas. I get that. But you're damaging, I think, those two, because I think those two need each other, man. So maybe Enzo turns bad guy and joins them again, and they become bad guys. And, like maybe you match them up again with the corny chick Carmella. I know they was trying to, make her a solo, female wrestler, but some people are just good together.
Right.
And, they might want to reconsider that.
Right. And moving on, another match on the card is a bit of a grudge match between Randy Orton and Rusev. If this could be a really actually good match, because Rusev is a good ring worker. He always has good matches. And if Randy Orton, with Randy Orton these days, it's like sometimes it's like sometimes he phones it in, sometimes he's really good. I think if we can get a good match out of Randy Orton this time, this would actually be a good match.
Yeah.
He had a really good he had a really good RKO out of nowhere the other night. So that was.
It depends on. I'm looking at it like this. It depends on how much, Randy smoked. Randy be smoking. That's what the rumor is out there. He be, chiefing. So, if he chief like that, then it depends on, how he comes into that match.
Right. He did have a really great RKO out of nowhere on Tuesday.
That was great.
That was
actually
a good one.
That looked like the videos and shit we'll see with everybody making the collages together. and him giving that move to the Eiffel Tower and shit like that.
Right. And okay, and closing out the the two matches that we still haven't talked about yet. Couple of ones that are sort of near and dear to my interest at SummerSlam. We have the WWE Championship with Jinder Mahal going against one of my favorites.
Modern-day Maharaja.
The modern-day Maharaja. Going against one of my favorites in the whole entire world, Shinsuke Nakamura. And I just hope that Shinsuke Nakamura leaves SummerSlam with the WWE Championship. I think that would be great.
I think it will be dope too, but I think it will be more effective for him to win, for him to lose on Controversy.
Yeah.
And then come back on SmackDown Tuesday and win the world title.
I would be down with that also.
Yeah, that because I think they're going to have one title, one world title go over on SummerSlam. I don't think they're going to have both of them. I think the Universal title will probably, that probably will switch hands. I just got a feeling that title is not going to split hand. It's not going to, it's not going to happen. The SmackDown title is not going to happen at SummerSlam. I think that's more possible to happen on the actual live show. That's just my opinion.
And that actually makes sense because they've been having Jinder be the sort of swarmy champion that just squeaks out with these wins with the help of the Singh brothers, or even how he defeated Baron Corbin the other night during his cash-in. He's always been that swarmy, the guy who barely just gets out of the championship, and the way and at the same time, the way they've been building Nakamura is somebody who's like this rock star, but who also always sort of like defies all the obstacles. So that would actually make sense if they went that route where he, in some shape or form, controversy, whatever, probably, dealing with the Singh brothers and everything, loses the match at SummerSlam, but is able to like overcome it on SmackDown on Tuesday and win the belt. That would be super swell also. Hell yeah. That would be a good booking right there.
And that's why we need to work for the WWE. Dude. Well, we see it.
Right. Okay, and the final match I want to talk to you about is our boy, the United States champion, AJ Styles, will be defending his the U.S. title versus Kevin Owens, and Shane McMahon will be the special guest referee. Shane McMahon's been kind of getting in the mix past couple weeks. Been taking some bumps, some fists, some kicks by the hands and feet of Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. So, there'll be some sort of controversy probably during this match also. Somebody's going to get punched. Somebody's going to get kicked. Something's going to happen.
Oh, indeed. It happens.
Yeah, definitely. And like, I would definitely still would like to see AJ Styles come out the champion at SummerSlam. I just hope he retains.
He better retain.
Yeah, he better.
Yeah, better. He better fucking retain, man. I don't want to, get tired of this corny shit, man. It's all about what's right. And we don't have a lot of rights that's real in wrestling right now. But what we do have is AJ Styles. And you do right by AJ Styles, you won't have these opinions, You do right by AJ. I'm just saying, you do right by fucking AJ. That's what you do. You do right by AJ. Have Kevin Owens go, fly it, fucking, a fucking whatever. And you have AJ Styles continue on, and if you have Nakamura win the world title and they continue their paths, WrestleMania next year will be perfect.
Right.
So, leave as is. Let nature take its course. You have the U.S. champion, or even if AJ drops the U.S. championship a week before WrestleMania, it doesn't matter. Let's just see those two at WrestleMania next year. For us that know, we know that's the plan.
Right.
Continue on with the plan, WWE. Continue on with that plan.
And even AJ Styles says that he wants to go against Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania.
It only makes sense.
It's what we all want to see. We want to see that match on the grandest stage of them all. Like
grandest.
We already saw this match in the grandest stage of them all in Japan. So let's see it at the grandest stage of them all here in the WWE. It's only right.
So totally agree.
It's only right.
Totally agree. I'm with that.
So that's everything having to do with SummerSlam. Should be a fun weekend. Vstylez, where can people check you out online?
You can reach your man Vstylez at facebook.com/official Vstylez. Official common spelling Vstylez, Vstylez. You can reach me at Twitter at twitter.com/Vstylez, Vstylez. Same thing with Instagram, instagram.com/Vstylez. Hit your man up. Stay positive. I'll stay positive. And we can rock on.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye and good night.
Fresh is the word.